Since 2022, I've been hyperfixated on a web series called Welcome to DreamWorld. And because I'm hyperfixated on it, I decided I should talk about it. Hello, my dreamers. Dream No Princess here. And while I'm not too big of a fan of horror, I do like some horror content, and one of those being Rainbot's Welcome to DreamWorld. For those who don't know what Welcome to DreamWorld is, I'll give you a rundown. Welcome to DreamWorld is an animated sci-fi horror created by Rainbot. It follows Wyatt Nicholson, a young mechanic working at the Children's Entertainment Center, the DreamWorld Entertainment Facility, to find out what secrets it holds after the disappearances that happened since the facility first opened. From there, every episode of Welcome to DreamWorld has secrets and lore to be uncovered, as well as an amazing story to keep you hooked. It has 2 seasons, an ARG, and a website that ties everything together. I've been following this series since the first episode, as well as the video that came before it, which was the early concept of it being a FNAF fan game before Rain decided to change it into an original project. And since then, it's been one of my hyperfixations since. Heads up! Huge spoiler warning because this little dreamer can ramble about this series all day. So, what goes on in Welcome to DreamWorld? Well, the story begins at DreamWorld with our main protagonist, Wyatt Nicholson, the new mechanic at the facility who brings around an old camera to record his daily life at his new job. There, he meets Starlight, one of the animatronics who wants to give Wyatt a proper tour. Sounds like a simple series, right? Well, I did mention it was a sci-fi horror. Now, the horror in this series comes in the form of an ARG. There are side stories outside of Wyatt's adventure telling us, the viewers, that DreamWorld isn't this magical, whimsical place and that something dark has been going on before and during Wyatt's journey. This all happens in the second episode, where the DreamWorld facility collapses and most of the animatronics get corrupted by a virus. After the collapse, Starlight promises to take Wyatt back to the surface so he can escape. That's the basic plot of Season 1. Well, most of it, as the rest of the plot focuses on clues and side stories that build a bigger puzzle to what's really going on. However, before I continue, let's get to the characters of the series, starting with Starlight. Starlight is one of our main characters running the Star Act attraction. He's the typical theater kid speaking eloquently. His attraction, Star Act, is known to host plays and shows. There's more I like to share about Starlight, but we'll touch on that later on. Ribbon Dancer, a fan favorite, and you'll see why, is a chaotic, fun lemur animatronic. In the prologue, his personality shows him as murderous, but as the series goes on, you'll see none of that from him, but a completely different personality that I'm sure you'll love. His attraction is called Trampoland, and it's a trampoline park, plus an arts and crafts section. Yes, I know it sounds like a hazard, but come to think of it, it probably doesn't. I don't know. I don't work at DreamWorld. Lollipop runs the Madhouse, a maze-like haunted house attraction that's basically Halloween every day of the year. Lollipop are a pair of twins with different personalities. Pop is known to be a bit of a trickster, while Lolly is the sweet and responsible one. Cheer is a flower fairy who is competitive and has a short temper, but is caring and has a soft spot. Glory is the largest animatronic of the facility and runs the Sea Venture attraction, which, by the name, is an indoor water park. Rex is the next animatronic and runs the Racetrack attraction, which is a go-karting area. He also cares about the safety of others, and he and Glory are dating and it's adorable. The ships in this series, man. The ships! The ships! There is so many ships in this series, and by gosh, all of them are my favorite. I care for every single ship in this series. Then we have the triplets, Mimic, Masquerade, and Melody. These 3 run the Arcadescape attraction, which is a giant arcade area. These 3 are also one of my favorite animatronics because they are crazy menaces to society, as Rain puts it, plus their role in the series is so cute and hilarious. Finally, our main human protagonist, Wyatt Nicholson, the newest mechanic at DreamWorld who gets roped into all this mess. His goal is to save the animatronics from the virus, but he also has another goal in mind, saving his boyfriend and founder of DreamWorld, Louis Bright, who, by the way, is Starlight. Louis Bright was known to be super nice and is seen as the designer for all the animatronics, including coming up with their backstories. The other two founders are Oliver Acrimony, the coder of the trio, and also the sweetest, shyest boy, and Sarah Covetman, one of my favorite characters, and the leader of the trio. She is also one of the villains of the series, but villain is an understatement for Sarah just because she does have morals. Also, yes, I love female villain characters, and Sarah is one of my top favorites. Please don't judge me for liking the evil ones. Also, spoilers, Sarah isn't Sarah. That's right, Sarah is actually possessed by one of the main villains, a demonic creature named Litho. I won't spoil much of Litho, but he's the puppeteer of all the shady things going on in DreamWorld. His main goal is to build a gateway and create immortality, and has Sarah and another character named Winnie to do all of his dirty work. Speaking of, Winnie is the Pegasus animatronic. He was meant to run the arcadescape, but was later changed to being Sarah's assistant. He also wanted to discover immortality to bring back his dead wife. Prior to becoming an animatronic, Winnie was the grandfather of one of the characters who opened up a well-known arcade and made videos exploring the caves where DreamWorld lies today. I think you can get who I'm hinting at. There's also a ghost kid named Allison, who came from the 1800s. His family were a bunch of musicians who made a deal with Litho when he was alive. Allison was a violinist whose said instrument helped gather essences to help Litho with his gateway. He died when he was 12, and his spirit connected to the DreamWorld facility. Season 2 adds a bunch of new characters, as well as gives some characters who only appeared in 1 or 2 episodes a chance in the spotlight. The first set of characters are Norman and Morris. Norman is the manager of DreamWorld's sister company, Watchful Eye Toys, while Morris is the mascot. Norman is Sarah's boyfriend, who is a robot, and Morris was a worker named Andrew, who briefly appeared at the end of episode 4, but didn't get a chance in the spotlight until the Amazing Automation shorts. Though, at first we didn't know who Morris was until the end of the last short. Hazel is another new character in Season 2. She only had a few appearances in Season 1. From what the series tells us about her, she's doing her own investigations with the help of Allison and the 4 defunct animatronics, Nightlight, Lorenzo, Gruff, and Millie. Speaking of those 4 animatronics, Nightlight, Gruff, and Lorenzo were once kids who bullied Sarah back in elementary school. She later killed them when the 3 cornered her in the forest, and one of them, probably Lorenzo, started a fire that freaked her out. Millie, on the other hand, is where Sarah's soul is placed after Litho took control of her body. We don't know much about Hazel's group since we only saw them in 4 episodes, but once the episodes come back, we'll probably see more of Hazel's adventures. There are also workers at the DreamWorld facility: Penn, Hayden, Audrey, and Lisa. They are minor characters and only appear in 2 or 3 episodes of DreamWorld Season 1. Season 2, they make more of an appearance, but I'll just leave it there for now as there's only little to go off of. That's pretty much all the characters, but there is one mysterious character named Xavier, who is a big mystery but seems to... The series has 2 seasons, with Season 1 having 13 episodes, 8 special episodes, and ending with the ARG. Season 2 has 4 episodes and 1 special, as the series is on hiatus to prepare for an upcoming game, which, yes, I'll play on my Twitch channel and will post over on YouTube. So follow me on Twitch, please, and thank you! Now, originally I wanted to review every episode in Season 1, but there were so many episodes, plus the special episodes and the ARG, that it was a lot to write. So I figured you guys should experience Welcome to DreamWorld yourselves after this video. Or before if you want. In that case, you can pause the video, watch Season 1, and come back. Back already? Okay, where was I? Oh yeah! So, instead of doing a review of every single episode, I figured I'd share my review of Season 1 as a whole. I'll do Season 2's review once it's completed, but there's a slight chance I'll go ahead and review the episodes we have now. All I can say is, hang on tight, Season 2 is a roller coaster of emotions. Season 1 is mostly the build-up, of course. Introducing the characters, the lore, plot, and everything about DreamWorld as a whole. The first few episodes of DreamWorld feel like video game cutscenes rather than an episode playing out. I get this series was once based on a what if FNAF game, and the only thing that separated it was the DreamWorld employee video how to guides and past lore that focused on the other characters who possessed the animatronics. One thing I did feel disappointed about was we didn't get to see Wyatt fix the animatronics. I was really hoping for the Starlight and Wyatt one because I am a lover of inks and paint without the T. And it just felt weird when we see Wyatt finding the code and later the animatronics were fine without seeing the whole scenario play out. I don't know why that was the case. Rainbot, if you're watching this, please let me know, and I do hope we get to see it in the game. My mind has imagined the Starlight fight scene, being Starlight and Wyatt dancing and singing to Feeling Good by Michael Bublé. It's been in my head rent-free for the longest time. That seems to be the only negatives I have of the series for now. There's a bit more like certain plot holes, but I believe the game and Season 2 will cover those, so I won't share it here. The positives of this series are mainly the characters. I love them all. Each character is lovable in their own way. The interactions each of the characters have, including the shippings that are in this show, are like puzzles that just fit together. The story is fun to follow, especially if you're into ARGs and other analog horror projects. Off topic, I should bring up that I have a weird relationship when it comes to horror. If I read horror stories, graphic novels, or manga, it doesn't scare me as much as I'm not dealing with the sinister music or jump scares. I'm already used to the FNAF jump scares, mainly in FNAF 1 and 3, but some horror games still get me. However, it's watching horror that gets to me, as hearing the sinister music, the jump scares, and the movement of the gore and violence is what gets to me. With Welcome to DreamWorld, Season 1 isn't too bad on the horror, but Season 2, well, I'm still traumatized by one of the episodes. You really destroyed us, Rainbot. You had to break our hearts. My God, why, Rainbot? Why? However, despite what happened in Season 2, Welcome to DreamWorld isn't that scary and pretty tame. Though Rainbot did say the upcoming game, as well as future episodes of Season 2, will start to get darker, so we'll just have to wait and see. I should probably handle it. Maybe. Now, in true DreamNote fashion, joining a fandom is also the time for me to write fanfictions, and I've written 11 as of writing this script. 2 are sorta canon, which are about Sarah's bullying incident, and the other was a what-if situation if Lolly was infected by the virus instead of Pop. One fanfic I wrote was for my friends AU, and the other 8 fanfictions deserve their own video or videos because they are AUs, and this video would be longer if I decide to talk about it with you today. The link to my AO3 is in the description if you want to check them out. If you're interested in Welcome to DreamWorld, I put a link in the description of the episode playlist. Rainbot also has a Patreon you can support as well. If you support them, you'll get more extended lore and sneak peeks of the upcoming episodes. They've also made a few Welcome to DreamWorld videos on their channel talking about the world building and lore. Also, if you enjoy Welcome to DreamWorld, check out Rainbot's other projects like Eclipse of Harmony, which is a My Little Pony fanfiction taking place between G4 and G5, Epilogue of Endings, which I reacted to on the channel, which is the pilot of an original series, Spellmania is their Sparkle Dog series, which needs a lot of love, or Heroes of Destiny, their original Colorful Pony series. If you guys enjoyed this video, I might make a video talking about Rainbot's other projects. And Rainbot, if you're watching this, I just want to say thank you. Your stories and videos have made me open up to create more projects. Thank you again and good luck with whatever you have coming.